In today's video, we're exploring a topic that is both relevant and somewhat controversial. 5 Asian countries that do not extradite to Western nations. Why would someone consider these countries as safe havens? Well, in a world where Western governments are increasing their surveillance, imposing strict regulations and prosecuting dissenters, some may find themselves needing a place to escape the long arm of the law. Today, we'll look at these countries and the reasons behind their refusal to cooperate with Western extradition requests. Welcome back to the Liberty Mundo channel, where we help high-net-worth individuals protect their assets, secure multiple citizenships, and legally minimize taxes. Visit www.libertymundo.com and get in touch for personalized strategies. First up on our list, we have Laos. Laos is a country known for its political isolation and tight control over its internal affairs. It has no formal extradition agreements with Western countries, largely due to a historical mistrust of Western influence and a general reluctance to engage in international law enforcement cooperation. For anyone fleeing politically motivated charges or unjust regulations, Laos offers a potential refuge. It's not a perfect solution, of course, but the lack of formal agreements makes Laos an unlikely place for Western nations to exert their influence. Laos is a communist state, and its regime maintains an air of suspicion towards outside influences, especially those from former colonial powers. This makes it difficult for Western governments to leverage influence there. The country simply doesn't have much to gain from cooperating on extradition. So for non-violent offenders, it might just be the place to lay low. Next on our list is Hong Kong. Now, this one might seem surprising, especially given the recent turmoil and Beijing's heavy influence. Since the national security law was implemented in 2020, Hong Kong has undergone significant changes, and cooperation with Western nations has diminished. While Hong Kong does have formal extradition agreements with many Western countries, many, including the US and the UK, suspended them in 2020. That means it's possible to get lost in the bustling city without fear of extradition. And that brings us to China. China is a country that stands firm against Western influence. As a global superpower, it has the leverage to decide its own extradition policies, and it doesn't maintain formal extradition treaties with the United States, Canada, or much of Europe. China uses extradition as a diplomatic tool, and unless there's a significant reason that aligns with its national interests, cooperation with Western requests is rare. Now, China is certainly not without its own authoritarian controls, but for someone escaping unjust persecution from a Western government, China's stance makes it a potential safe harbor. Staying under the radar is key. The Chinese government is unlikely to care about nonviolent offenses or politically motivated charges that do not involve Chinese interests. The fourth country on our list is Cambodia. Cambodia has often positioned itself as a neutral entity in global disputes, and it has no formal extradition treaties with Western countries. The Cambodian government prioritizes economic growth and political stability above aligning with Western law enforcement demands. Cambodia's non-alignment policy means that foreigners seeking refuge are often left alone, as long as they don't interfere with the internal affairs of the country. This stance makes Cambodia a viable option for those fleeing persecution. The government's interest in tourism and development has also led it to adopt a relatively hands-off approach to foreigners seeking refuge from Western legal overreach. Last but not least, we have Taiwan. Taiwan's unique international status means it has no formal extradition agreements with Western nations. Due to its contested sovereignty, Taiwan is not under the same diplomatic pressures that would lead to an easy extradition process. This makes it an interesting option for those seeking temporary refuge. So there you have it. 5 Asian countries that, for their own reasons, do not extradite to Western nations. Laos, Hong Kong, China, Cambodia, and Taiwan each offer potential refuge, often driven by a mistrust of Western influence and a desire to maintain their sovereignty. Remember, none of these options are without risk. Each comes with its own challenges, and the political dynamics of each country can change over time. But in a world where Western governments seem increasingly willing to overreach, these countries may offer the breathing room needed to escape unjust persecution and find freedom. If you want to reduce your taxes to single digits, make your assets impossible for anyone to touch, and gain more freedom with second citizenships, get in touch with Liberty Mundo and book a consultation call. We will help you develop a complete blueprint to organize your life to safeguard your wealth and your freedom. Follow the link in the description for more details. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.